As a lot of western Washington is still reeling from the flooding aftermath of two strong atmospheric rivers that hit last week, another strong round of rain and wind is hitting the region this week, causing power outages, more flooding, and evacuations. This week, Washington Governor Bob Ferguson announced an additional $3.5 million allocated to disaster relief to help those who have been affected by the flooding. And among the agencies helping with rescue and flood control efforts is the State Department of Natural Resources. Northwest Now host Tom Layson spoke to DNR Commissioner Dave Upthegrove about this crisis and what his agency is doing to help.
Dave, thanks so much for having a brief discussion here during these floods here in Western Washington. Talk a little bit about what DNR is doing during this time.
Yep. A lot of folks think of the Department of Natural Resources as providing wildfire response, but those same skills and those same assets are being deployed now during this emergency. We've got 175 employees proudly out supporting the response effort, staffing and leading what we call critical incident management teams. We pre-deployed aviation resources. We've got 3 helicopters of ours out there doing search and rescue. We've got a fixed wing airplane with the best technology to help overfly. Just today they were overflying the Green River and helping survey the damage. We are providing a meteorologist, GIS support, and even things like our mobile kitchens out to responses. But one area in particular we bring expertise. We house the Washington Geological Services in our agency, and our geologists are out there doing landslide risk assessment and supporting local governments.
Yeah, that's scary. You start thinking about another OSO, but you do deal with a lot of lands, particularly down in southwest Washington, that have been shown over time with research coming out of the University of Washington to be landslide sensitive, some of them public lands. Give me a little more detail on what you're doing to monitor that situation, and is there a way for people to help you and to keep an eye out on things?
Yep. We're not only looking at our lands, we're providing our geologists to help assist local governments, whether it's private lands, local lands, to assess localized situations. We bring that expertise to that work. The expertise we bring can help local governments decide, is it safe to open this highway? Should we shut off this hillside? And even as the floodwaters recede, that water is being stored and saturating the soil. You add to it high wind warnings that might knock down trees, adding even more instability. We're going to see a high risk for continued landslides, and people can watch for signs. Sometimes these start slowly, and you'll see maybe your door and windows are more jammed. You'll see sagging utility lines. You'll see trees that were tilting before. Those are all warning signs, and if you see that, you should report it to your local emergency management officials.
Last 30 seconds on this. My impression is, considering what we got hit with, the system's actually done pretty well. A couple of small cracks and levees here and there, a few neighborhoods flooded, but we've kept the highways open by and large. It hasn't been a catastrophe. Business and commerce continue to work in Western Washington. How do you view it? Do you view it as a glass half full or a glass half empty in terms of this?
The investments we've made in infrastructure through local flood districts, through transportation infrastructure, have been essential, and we're very fortunate we've made those investments. Things are getting, even by the minute today, more difficult out there. Highway 2 is shut down, potentially for months. We have several major highways that are shut down in this state. This is an emergency of historic proportions.
I admit I was a little Western Washington centric in my perspective.
But this is shaping up to be a long-term, extremely damaging emergency situation, unlike we've seen in our lifetimes in the state. And part of it is because it isn't just the intensity of the rain at one time, it's that it's continuing day after day, and it's saturating these levees. There are a lot of concerns about levees. There's some concerns about some of the dams. We're seeing this infrastructure start to be impacted. We're seeing people being displaced and evacuated. So that infrastructure matters a lot, but this is an emergency of historic proportions.
Well, let's hope that they can get storage back into the reservoirs, the dams hold, and everything works. But so far, so okay. We'll say, we'll leave it at that.
Hopefully people stay safe and dry out there.
All right, Dave, thanks so much.
Thank you.